This video is going to cover the topic of corresponding sides and angles. Be sure the date and topic are at the top of the page. The essential question for this video is, what are corresponding sides and angles, and then how do we recognize them? And we'll start by looking at a basic triangle. I'm going to go ahead and label this triangle A, B, C. I've also gone ahead and just put in some number measurements here for the side lengths. They're just random number here, so 7, 6, and 4 inches are our sides. Next to this we have a second triangle that I've labeled X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to go ahead and label the side lengths there as well. And I'm going to use these triangles to talk about a few vocabulary terms. So the first thing is that these triangles are congruent. When two things are congruent, it means that they have the same size and shape. And if I look at these two triangles, it's clear that they are actually just the same triangle, right? They have the same basic things. They have the same three angles, 30, 80, 70, 30, 80, 70. They have the same side lengths in between, right? In between the 30 and the 70 is 6 inches on this one. In between the 30 and 70 is 6 inches on the one on the right as well. It looks like this triangle has just been rotated around. So it looks like the corner on X has just sort of spun up and become A on my congruent triangle. So I'll use these two triangles to kind of point out some things about corresponding sides and angles. So let me first kind of define that for you. So corresponding sides or angles would be those that are in the same kind of placement in a figure, but in two different figures. So like if I rotated these triangles together and they could lay on top of one another, we could see that they have kind of matching sides and matching angles. So I'm going to attempt to sort of show you this on the screen here. So I have triangle ABC, and I haven't labeled X, Y, and Z just for the moment because it won't spin correctly if I do that. But I just want to show you that if I spin this triangle around, right, it would actually match up exactly with the triangle that we have here on the left, right? But remember when we saw it before, I'm going to go ahead and re-add my labels back in. This was X, Y, and Z. So yeah, remember when we looked at it before, they weren't set up the same way, but we actually have matching sides in both of our two shapes, and those are our corresponding sides. Now that these are oriented in the same direction, you can tell that angle A and angle X are in the same relative position in these two triangles, and so those are our corresponding angles. So we can say angle A corresponds to angle X. By the same token, side AB is in the same relative position as on the other triangle, side XY. And I can mark that with those tick marks if you remember, right? Those mean that they kind of match up together. Those are corresponding sides. And you could keep going, right? You could say, oh, well, AC corresponds to XZ, and BC, I'm going to use a different sign for each one of these, corresponds to YZ. Let's look at this again with a different shape. So I've told you that shape 1 and shape 2 are congruent. That means these are the exact same shape, but they've kind of been spun around. We're going to look for some corresponding sides. And this time you're just going to, in your head, have to try to visualize rotating this around so that it matches up with the direction of shape 1. So you kind of have to think to yourself, all right, if I were to spin this, how would it match up to shape number 1 so I can see the sides that are in the same position in both shapes. And what it looks like to me is that if I look at this side here, BC, it looks like it matches up to the side IJ. Those look like they're in the same relative position. If I spin this around, I think that those would match up really nicely and be corresponding. So I'm going to start there. And knowing that, I can look and see what else might correspond. So I know that there's another side here, BA. We're going to see what that corresponds to. We have AE, we have ED, and I'm just listing off the sides here, and DC, right? So the task is to figure out what side corresponds in our second triangle to these sides on our first triangle. So what I'd like you to do is take a minute and see if you can find the matching side to put here in our table, and then we'll kind of check in and see how you did. How'd you do? I filled in 3 out of the 4 remaining sides, and I left the last one blank so that we could check it in class. I want to make sure that I point out that the order in which you write the name matters, right? So B to C went from here down to here, right? It would not work, if I spun this around, it would not work for me to call the corresponding line JI, right? That is going in the wrong direction. So you have to make sure that you're kind of visualizing the start of the line in the same place on both triangles. And that's kind of hard to do. It'll be useful when we have pieces in our hand that we can work with in class. But I just want to point that out. So make sure you figure out what the corresponding side to DC would be, right, in our second shape, and record that in there so that we can just kind of have that as a quick check in class. And remember that the essential question for this video was just to become familiar with the term corresponding sides and angles, and we didn't talk quite as much about angles in here as we did about sides, but we will be sure to talk about them more together in class. The idea, though, is that we know that the corresponding sides or corresponding angles means that they're in the same relative position in 2 separate figures, and sometimes you might have to rotate the figures around to find them, either physically or kind of visually. Picture them in your head matching up so that you can find the sides that correspond. And we'll be adding to this, and we'll see why this is important as we continue through this unit.